Hey, sexy souls, how are you all doing? Oh, welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. I was looking for my bracelet. My bad. Hold on 1 second. La, 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 la. I was doing my hands. Anyways, welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. We're all a bit weird and we get a little woo woo. Weird in the sense that we are authentically ourselves. We step outside the box. Yeah, and we own that shit. Woo, as in, well, you're about to see. Okie doke. So, I got something right here. I have like some liquid on my thing. We're gonna do the remainder of the year. I've got at least 2 more of these to do, and I need to pump them out because there's just something about the wrapping up of this year and moving into the next. So they're kind of like just saying, hey. And then people get real busy during the holidays, and so Spirit just kind of wants to give you this heads up. Yesterday's reading, which I'm just calling them like group 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, that kind of thing, already has panned out to be very true. So, I was surprised at the quickness. Oh, I always bump the desk. My apologies, you may shake. All right, so friendly reminder, you are the sovereign being over your entire life, which means you get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply, okay? So don't Cinderella anything to make it fit. Fantastic. We are already starting out with Divine Doors. It is my one frou-frou-y deck with all the frou-frou, love and light, ooh-wee, woo-wee. And, I mean, I guess it's not total love. I mean, it mostly is. It positions everything in a very positive, and then it says things in a real frou-frou way. It's the one that I go to. It's the only one that I have that I'm willing to remain frou-frou with. So, Erotiz. Here we go. 2 out the gate. Inner power and freedom flows. Ooh, baby. Let me go ahead and get these out of the way before I start reading them. Remember, this is the remainder of the year. A note on love, and I said one more. The Odyssey. All right, guys, let's take a look at this. Inner power. By your own command, you've brought yourself here. At this moment in life, you have nothing to fear. So they're saying it's a result of your cumulative efforts. I don't know what that means, that you are in this space right now. And I feel like inner power is reflecting what it took in order to whatever those cumulative efforts were to kind of like push through, it feels like to me. Freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reason. On the precipice, they said. On the precipice. Lord of mercy. You're on the precipice. And so I feel like that's why the have nothing to fear. You're on the precipice of something. Good Lord, that word. So don't hold back. Believe and dream in grand things. Seek different seasons and enter into, so be willing to enter into the unknown. Just make sure that love is your focus. So the love of something, doing things for the love of it. Doing things because you love yourself. Your actions should be guided by love, okay? Take in the beauty of country, lands, and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. I know that I need to come up. I'm gonna start reading that because I'm gypsy. That there's a whole history behind that, and when you really delve into it, you're like, oh, that shit's not good at all. What the Romani people pushed from their land and stuff, kind of like what we're saying right now with some others. Anywho, so I need to like Because when I'm reading, sometimes like, it just comes, like I'm just going, like I'm not anticipating the word. And I need to make sure I don't use that anymore. Because, I mean, wander like a traveler's odyssey. Like, wander like a traveler is basically what it's saying. Let's not add the gypsy behind that, because that makes it sound very... The fact that I'm focusing on it, I keep saying it. Maybe you feel forced to do something. Forced from a space. Forced from a situation or circumstance. And Spirit doesn't want you to feel forced. Because I'm really harping on this. And rightfully so, can I just say. Because again, when you get into... But the fact that they had me bring up the history of the Romani people and why calling somebody a gypsy and using some of those terms is not... You know, people make light of it when it's serious. And we have a history across the world of people being displaced and shoved from their home and removed and forced. And that's linked to oppression. And I feel like they're saying, so we're just going to focus on the traveler, because I think that this is saying, don't, like, this is not a situation where you are forced. This is where you're being called to wander and to explore and to embark on some kind of odyssey. So you're on the precipice of an odyssey. And like a true traveler, it's an adventure. It's a desire. Generally, when people travel, it's a desire. You seek out these experiences. And so it's kind of like, while it took a lot of inner power to get yourself to this place, now is not the time to stand at the cliff's edge and allow fear to dominate, okay? You've got nothing to fear. This is the precipice that you've been wanting to get to. And so don't hold yourself back. Allow yourself just to flow, to see where this adventure can take you. And as long as you're choosing to do things out of love and not out of feeling like I have to, or I'm forced to, or if I don't, then, you know, out of fear, you know, like when you make the choice to embark on a direction or to take certain actions out of love, then you will be blessed. Blessed is the body, mind, and soul. So don't take, like, this is not a forced, oppressive situation. And I feel like saying, don't feel, I don't want to say don't feel, but like, they want to make sure that they don't make it sound as if you're being forced into something by Spirit. That this is truly by your own doing. So if something new, an unknown, new adventure presents itself, it is not that Spirit is putting the good old boot to the butt and shoving you off the cliff. It is something that you get to leap into of your own choice. Like the fact that this presents itself to begin with, the fact that this precipice presents itself is squarely on you and the efforts that you have put in. And by your own command, this is something that you brought in and that you brought yourself to. So it's kind of like you called it in and you moved towards it. And so they're just saying, so why would you hold yourself back? Don't use the lens of fear to observe this. This is what you have waited for. And Spirit is not going to make you. You get to choose. So, let's find out some more. But I was very serious, honestly, about the whole, I need to black that out or something like that. So, anybody who has a ADHD or neurodivergent brain knows that sometimes you can be reading and you just go through and you say, and you're like, wait, whoa, what? And you have to go back. It's one of those things. Okay, Sun Night Tarot. Oh, thank you, thank you. of Wands. See these wands right here that they're coming out the ground? They're also shaped like with a snake head at that. And he's having to walk between this. Like, I don't know if that's like a eel looking thing, but I mean, but it's kind of giving the impression like it has eyes and has a mouth and it's curved. See? And so it's almost like he's looking. You can tell that he's looking. And he's noticing these things. And the Five of Wands can be about a bit of a conflict, a bit of a uncertainty, maybe a little bit of chaos at times, maybe somewhat of a competition. There's something about that where it's kind of like, I mean, I think that's what they're talking about up here is you've brought yourself to this place. Now you're looking at it like, oh, is this safe? Is this, you know, can I walk through this unscathed? Is this path going to turn on me? Is this path going to turn on me? Interesting. Lovers and the Page of Cups. It is absolutely in alignment with you. And has everything that you want and desire and more. But you are at the front of this going, why are they questioning? The fact that the Five of Wands, he sees something. And look, he's got the lion's head right here and the mane, like he's got it draped over his shoulders. This individual has the strength, has the courage. So it's not for the fact that they are too afraid. There must be something that they're viewing that that has them pausing in hesitation, in caution. So what is it that they're seeing in the Five of Wands that has them uncertain? Is it that they see it so clearly that they understand and recognize these things, and they're like, it's a healthy observation to be like, is it going to be okay? Well, I know y'all, sometimes I watch back like a little portion of what I did in my reading, and like you can see my OCD coming out. Like that should be irritating me. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it irritates me when it's all whatever. I don't know. And then we have the Nine of Wands, Three of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Four of Cups. Right. Okay. So we're jumping around, right? Right away, they're showing me where she's continuing to balance what is, and then trying to reach for the proverbial cup coming from the sky. It's like trying to maintain status quo and the current, like, because the Three of Cups is about your current circumstances, your current network, your connections, but also, you know, in the Four Cups, those Three Cups aren't as enticing anymore. So the question is, why is she trying to balance those and welcome in this new cup? And you notice that her toe, like she's not fully immersed in these emotions. I want to say that or her intuition, like one of the two. It's kind of like, is that what it is? Because we have the Nine of Swords, which is a lot of anxiety. So somebody's really in their mental realm. And so because of the anxiety and the uncertainty, you're trying to juggle or balance what is with what's coming in. And you're barely tapping into your intuition. Okay, hold on. Let's put this over here. So yeah, there's something making you very uncertain. So I think that what it is you see something. Nine of Swords, mental realm, you're really contemplating and trying to see things pragmatically and logically. And that's where it's like, here you are trying to balance in. You're trying to manage what you see in your 3D reality with this proverbial cup that comes in. And it's leaving very little intuition, right? And so here it's kind of like you've brought yourself to this path and now you're looking at it and you see something that's like, questionable. And you're holding tight onto that, all the while trying to receive something new from Spirit. And it's kind of like, now I know I did a reading about holding on to the past and moving on, like, you know, not being able to do that and the new thing, but it's not quite the same. It's really just the balance between reality and the dream. The inspiration, the desire, right? And there's something about you trying to really balance reality, but there's something about your reality that's very anxiety inducing, that has you very uncertain and in your mind, maybe a tad bit worried. Nine of Wands really is about powering through something. It's almost like knowing what is right, knowing what needs to be done, and powering through it. Tell me more about this Three of Wands. To your expansion. I was going with expansion with the Three of Wands, and that's exactly what it is. Six of Swords. Into this transition. Okay, well, how is this any different than, say, one of the previous ones where I can't remember which one it is. I don't know if it was like a week ahead or if it was one of these, but like there was this like the willingness to have the courage to do. And this seems similar, but the energy imprint is so very different. So I need to know what's different about this. What are we missing out of this reading? King of Wands. That's the drive. This would be the same thing. The powering through. The King of Wands is focused, driven, motivated, unstoppable. Much like the Five of Wands, you know, there's the Five of Cups really talks about the lack of something and the disappointment as a result. Tell me more. Connect it all. So what you are looking at in your reality is some level of disappointment. So somebody is looking at what was and not what is, like what can be. I think that's the tone that like you understand what can be, but you're still trying to manage the reality that you have while walking down this path. And that may be like, is this path going to bite me? Is this path going to... So you're completely void of intuition and emotion right now, meaning that there's not any type of, like, I don't think that there's a passionate connection to this path. Even though we have the wands here, it feels like all kinds of passions, desires, goals competing, and they're clashing. So there's a division within that. A lack of certainty on your desire. There's something currently that you are seeing within your reality as you are on the precipice of this, that because of past events lead you to believe it'll bite you in the ass. Okay? And they're asking you to change your perspective because you are too much in your human and logical mind. I don't think that you are meant to be juggling the cups of your present while accepting this. Like trying to somehow like honor all of it and like carry all of it. You're really meant to leave the 3 cups and grab the 4th cup. And fourth cups really does talk about apathy because of what you've been through to get to this one space. By your own command, you've brought yourself here. At this moment in life, you have nothing to fear. Your reality says otherwise. And Spirit's like, don't hold back. It may seem grand what you feel called for, or what this proverbial cup from the sky is saying. And it's like, don't make your decisions out of fear. So that's one note. Don't make decisions from fear, from lack, from anger, but love of the self, love of the path, love of the thing, love of the person. Like that is where you should make your decisions. And just let yourself take this odyssey. We have okay, this came out yesterday. The Hermit. See, if you stay recluse, isolated, and just, you know, it's the Hermit being the isolated energy of going within and really understanding and cultivating and knowing what it is that you want. I don't want to give it the sense of any kind of negative light, but I want to say, again, there's pain in your isolation. I still don't understand. I got to be honest with you, Spirit. What is it that they're seeing? What is it that they are visibly seeing in their current reality that has them going, wait a minute, this path might bite me in the ass? And I know that we have the Lovers. But it honestly feels more like something that is 100% in alignment with you. That you feel a connection with. That is meant to, like you were meant to be paired up with it. So you're on the precipice of this, but you see something. And I want to know what you're seeing in your reality that would have you hesitate taking that leap of faith on something that feels so much in alignment with you and for you? What are they seeing? Please tell me. Please tell me what they're seeing. Obviously, yes, there's a lot of disappointment. Like you don't see anything. You haven't seen any changes. You still see the after effects of things not working out, of not receiving, of disappointment. You still see the after effects. That much I understand. And the fact that this was in the reverse, it says you still see doing you and being on your own and going your own way and remaining isolated as the path that helps prevent you from experiencing that grief of those disappointments. And so you don't see enough evidence in your reality to make this proverbial cup worth it. No matter how much you may know something's in alignment with you. Like, it's the idea of people when they talk about awakening, right? And kind of like deconstructing all the paradigms that they were programmed with, and how healing all that sometimes sounds great initially until you start going through the process and you're like, I know I really wanted this, but this is shitty and I wish I'd never done. Everybody always at some point gets to that place if you're really doing the right work. And it's like, I wish I could go back. Because sometimes the healing process feels worse. Because you're finally having to feel through everything you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just worse. And you're like, I wish I just stayed closed off. So there's something that you see, but I want specificity. Six of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. I don't see that connecting to this. Get specific about what they see in front of them in their reality that reflects the disappointment that they've had up to this point. That they're like, it would not be worth going down this path. This path is supposed to be very nourishing, and there's so much more to it than you can even see. The proverbial fish that pops up out of that cup. Like, maybe you're like, maybe that's it. The fish represents abundance, monetary, material gain. And you don't see how going down this path would do that. You don't see it. And maybe money or the lack has left you with nothing but disappointment. Ooh. And so you'd rather retreat than try. And take the leap. There's the Knight of Cups. 10 of Wands. Five of Swords. And the Moon. 10 of Wands. If this is in regards to love, guys, then you have seen anytime you take the cup, any cup that's been offered to you, you have bore the brunt of all the responsibility, the weight of carrying the relationship, the weight of making something work. It has left you feeling defeated, fighting for what you know you deserve, what you are worthy of. And that may have set up deep within your psyche. And left you maybe not trusting your intuition because you feel like somehow either your intuition wasn't loud enough. And that's the thing. Remember the tippy toe in it. And so the idea is Like, you maybe just don't trust your heart. Maybe you don't take action just because of love. You know what I think it is? I think that you have experienced this in romantic partnerships and in specific connections. I want to say connections because I feel like it's friendships. I feel like it's people you trusted and you loved, where you exchange, and you've done so much for people, or in your life you've made decisions because of the love that you have with these existing connections, and it left you nowhere. And so for you, making choices and decisions out of love feels hella unsafe. Acting from a place of love feels unsafe. That is where you have been hurt and harmed and experienced immense disappointment from. So if you don't act out of love, then you don't have to worry about experiencing the grief. If you stay in the Queen of Swords energy, where it's all logic, pragmatic, you know what I'm saying? And so you're at the precipice of something where you have found value in relying on the Queen of Swords energy. And you're meant to take this leap. You're meant to take this cup. You're meant to dream. You're meant to move forward and not hold back. But you value too much the Queen of Swords within you. And you're like, no, 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 she comes along. But she is making it difficult for you at this point. It's hard to carry all. Look at the balancing act. And because there's more cups from the past and the disappointment, and that there's more that you're trying to take care of from the, like, it's almost like the Queen of Swords outweighs the intuition. It's a bit of a burden, right? But you can't look back and see where this was of any benefit to you. At what point? It feels like, again, I feel like this, I want to go with connections and love and connections and you doing things out of love that now has you just, and it's like no matter what. I feel like you have done something for career out of love and it's like it never paid off. I think this is very much in general. You have done things for family out of love. You have, like love really was at the forefront of you doing so much in your life that created so much, I almost said independence. Disappointment. I think the independence comes from you found yourself doing it alone, bearing the brunt, carrying the weight, and getting defeated as a result because you didn't have anybody to pour back into you. You didn't have the ability. And the thing is, when you choose from a space of love, it's love of self, first and foremost. And that's the one aspect you failed. You sacrificed yourself for the sake of others, for the love that you held for others. And you did not receive that in return. But they're saying not that you would let it. Like if somebody were to sacrifice something because they loved you so much, you wouldn't stand for it because your love for others was so great. But your love for the self was never, why are they saying that? Actuated? Like you never really lived it. And despite what you may have felt internally, you never lived it. Like it was not imbued in the way in which you moved within your reality. So the question is, do you know what real love is when you get to experience it, not just give it? I'm sorry, Spirit, but I still feel, I mean, it really puts you in your emotions. And it has, I think, infiltrated your subconscious. And I think that they say that they're acting like you stuff certain things down. So my question is, Spirit, then why do I feel like they also visibly see something? And it's not just that, I feel like there's something that you're seeing right now that's also like not just remnants of the past. What else are they seeing that has them hesitating at this precipice? Seven of Cups. Ace of Cups. Three of Wands. You don't see any real legitimate source. I think there's this conflict and confusion. Because you're like, I don't see any real legitimate source from which I could drink from, that could fill me, that could pour into my cup. So the idea and notion of moving forward, it is that uncertainty. It is willing to enter into the unknown. If I don't see something that can fill my cup or that can, you know, then why would I go out there and embark on this odyssey? Do you want to address that, Spirit? Because this is about the remainder of the year. What is it about the remainder of the year where they're standing at this precipice? What do you want them to work through? What do you want them to do? What do they need to do? Because let's see here. Okay, Starman Tarot, and then maybe we'll be done. How does this pertain, and what can they do for the remainder of the year regarding this? So then the remainder of the year is going to be addressing this issue, it sounds like to me. Wow. They want you to let yourself be the fool. Something that the Queen of Swords has a real hard time letting you do. See, that's like, okay, let me put this, I'll put that in me. Because they're showing me right here, take a look at this. The diamond that's within the bear trap. You see the bear trap? Maybe that's what you think it is, it's a trap, right? Like going down this path. You see it. You see what's in alignment. You see the potentiality. You see the adventure before you, but you also simultaneously see the trap. They want you to be the fool. Wheel of Fortune. Star. That's all major arcana. For the remainder of the year, they want you to take the risk. They want you to be the no holds bar. They want you to do the things that your Queen of Swords maybe cautions you from in regards to this new path. Only a fool would reach down and try to grab that diamond. But can I just tell you, if you manage to get that diamond, when you grab that diamond, that's when things change. And you're being guided to change it. You're being guided to be the fool. You know, there's a lot of times where like readers don't want to do that, don't want to say that, because some obscure person is gonna, who always acts the fool, who has never been in the Queen of Swords energy ever, try to use any amount of, they're just like constantly, you know, you always worry that someone like that comes across this and it just emboldens them to continue to go down a path they shouldn't. But this is so needed to tell somebody, like someone so like Spirit is like, you need to, because only a fool would see snakes and just the alien and the Tower. Can I just fucking say, I've asked what to do and it's nothing but the major arcana. They're dead serious about this the remainder of the year. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to, because I love the words that this book, I really do. Let's talk about the alien first. Y'all know that I always do this, and I always read this part. It's always a thing. In a world where distance or remoteness enables and creates space for imaginary lives, snapshots of the good life, all glowing smiles, it can be easy to feel estranged, different, and not part of the gang. We simply don't belong. This alien, though, is here to lead you back home to yourself. That being the fool, be the fool. It's the only way to get back home to yourself. The alien, the outsider, the rebel, the stranger, the one you have feared, yet also secretly desired, is here to remind you that you are perfect as you are, beneath the mask of cruel imperfection, meaning imperfection is not real. As much as perfection is not real, imperfection is not real. He represents your own hidden or lost wonder and miraculous powers, the parts of you that have become alien to you. And so he's catalyzing you for self-discovery and ignites the drive in you to question, challenge, and dissolve the walls that box you in. He invites you to weave your earthly wisdom into new forms and expressions that have never existed before. He's lifting you way above what you thought was possible, way beyond what you thought was you, and lifting you out of your personality and its defenses and placing you back into yourself, whole and complete. The idea of coming back to yourself and to break free from these boxes, like that's what the alien is saying. And the Tower is telling me it's inevitable. It's meant to happen. It is the fated thing that must happen. But the thing with fate is remember, fate is as a result of the actions that you choose to take. Fate, what is inevitable for you, is wrapped up in your choices, your decisions. Okay? And you get to determine if what you are fated for is positive or negative, based upon the choices and decisions and actions that you take. Fate is also wrapped up in destiny. They are not necessarily one and the same, but when you finally stumble upon your destiny, fate was always involved, because destiny is something that you must choose, and therefore your actions directly connect to whether or not you step into your destiny. And in that respect, fate and destiny are one and the same. They want me to go down to the sacred clown, which is the Fool. The Fool is touched by everything and damaged by nothing. Seeing the cosmic joke, the ultimate illusion, where we see limitation, fear, and pain. Fear and pain. The bear trap. All you can see in front of you is the fear and pain. And they want you to be foolish. They want you to be the fool. And see the illusion of that. At once, both innocent and dangerous, his fire pokes holes in the things you take too seriously. He puts a pin into the puffed up balloon of your story, the triumphs and woes of the past, the projected fears of the future, because he understands the primordial energy of nature is beyond the good and evil, beyond human ideas of right and wrong. Joy and pain are united, two sides of the same coin. The Fool is a master at piercing reality to expose the absurd. He was never afraid to experiment and discard the design when something perverse or unexpected caught our attention. The proactive spirit of the sacred clown travels through each card of the Starman Tarot, twisting things around and turning them on their head. Christ the sacred clown mocked orthodoxy. Buddha the sacred clown mocked ego attachment, while Gandhi mocked money and power. He invites you to risk big, that you must risk the sting and the bite of life to experience its true wonder. The Heyoka provokes, prods, and startles you out of the hypnotic dance of a monkey mind. He bids you to be aware that you are not the stream of fear and desire endlessly surfacing, but rather the expansive freedom in which these issues appear and disappear. When you say I, you are referring to your story. Your story is not true. The burdens you have carried for so long can be put down because they never belonged to you. Something new awaits you on unexplored paths, so step into life fearlessly. Renew, refresh, and rebirth yourself. You are a child, innocent and free. Wow. Full fucking circle. So the remainder of this year is you allowing yourself to set yourself free from the evidence that you see in front of you of all the disappointments, of all the potentialities, all the logic that tells you not to do something, the anxieties and the fears, because you are projecting in front of you what you've already experienced because you don't see. Because something's not presented before you. What if this bear trap isn't really a bear trap? It's just a, it's a prop from a movie. And you didn't reach down to grab that diamond that could just change absolutely everything. You see something, the two of the lovers, which you see that thing which is in alignment with you as a trap. Like it's trying to lure you in. I knew it was. There was a carrot. That's the one. I knew there was a reading. Needing a new carrot this time to get you out of isolation. That was a fucking reading. And your job is to no holds bar, throw caution to the wind, and allow yourself to be the fool, to be the clown. Because in that, that's where things change. And that's where you can be led and you can find your rightful place. You can find, I don't want to say home, but it really is that. You are being guided. I think this is about finding your destiny. So the remainder of this year, you need to work on acknowledging and recognizing that you and you alone have brought yourself to this place, and you and you alone can move forward from this space. And that you don't have anything to fear because the fear isn't real, and that because good and bad are of the same coin, so is fear and foolishness at risk. Like, I just feel like you are the only one that can unencumber yourself from the past and to stop projecting that on your future. You're literally on the precipice of something, and you're so afraid to receive it because of your past experiences and how deeply those embedded in you. And the idea of going on the adventure of life, it's like, I would rather just stay holed up here. There's been a part of you that would rather just stay. The remainder of your year is becoming the sacred clown. It's becoming the fool. And getting out of your Queen of Swords energy. Approaching something differently. Right now, you're contemplating making decisions out of fear instead of out of love, the potential of something, the magic of something. But your fear will hold you back from that. You will create a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so you need to get back to the sacred clown. You need to, and you've been afraid of that. You've been really afraid of that. But that's where you find you. That's where you find your magic. That's where you find your destiny. That's where you find love and magic in the world, beautiful experiences. And that's that idea of the Odyssey is you never know what you're going to get, and you have to be okay with that. But with the Three of Swords in the reverse, where you think that somehow being holed up and continuing to be in that space keeps you from sadness, that is the saddest place to be. I don't know why they're having me thank you. They took me to the wheel of life, the wheel of fortune. When we open ourselves to the aliveness of the present moment, all is unfolding perfectly in the mystery of life. We expand and receive the wholeness of the moment. Poised, alert, utterly alive, we wholeheartedly accept what is. Love what is, without judgment, meeting the isness of the moment. In such moments, we have no wish for it to be different or better or more. We have no disappointment, no sense that it is not what we worked for, nothing to be, nothing to do, nowhere to go. This moment is complete unto itself, untainted, unmeasured. We shift perspectives from playing a character or role in life, which is where most of our fucking disappointment comes from. And again, you have known how to love others, and you've not known what it's like to receive that. That I got very true. Or to have life love you back. You've constantly been in a place where you feel like you have bore the brunt of everything. But as long as you hold yourself in that energy and continue to see that on the path, and you continue to stand on the precipice, and they're telling me you've been at the precipice for a while, you are beholding yourself to that character or role of one who constantly sees disappointment and never has adventure or allows himself to wander, and therefore never finding their way back to themselves. So we shift perspectives from playing a character or role in life to the space in which life actually occurs. You are not living. And that is, you are not experiencing. You're not allowing. And that is the entire fucking point of living. Of this existence. Of you being here. The Wheel of Life also reminds us that what appears positive and uplifting contains the seed of its opposite. So whenever something major changes in our circumstance, to not be overly attached to the outcome. There's just not one without the other. There just isn't. You've met the man of your dreams. How wonderful. Maybe yes, maybe no. You've moved to your dream house in the country. Lucky you. Maybe yes, maybe no. There is opportunity in everything. Brilliance in everything. The cup overflowing with life in everything. And now we're just gonna do it because this book is fucking amazing. We're gonna close on the star. The star, a potent symbol of light and transformation, pierces the mask of ordinary to release the extraordinary, a powerful conduit of the divine radiance. She moves effortlessly between the personal and transpersonal realms, embodying and transmitting larger-than-life energy. Fully cognizant she is a divine vehicle and catalyst for the star energy in others. She lives into the incredible freedom and expansion that the energy offers her and trusts it completely. Her presence is felt, charismatic, a great lightning conductor. Let me say it correctly. So often in life, we see the star up on a stage, shining their light, forgetting the tremendous focus, determination, self-control, and sacrifice that is required to light up the world for us. Starlight travels through time and space, the emissary of the celestial realm, a pure source of creative flow, igniting inspiration. Know this star quality is available to you. The extraordinary that lights up the ordinary, exposing the magic that is always available in our life. Say that again, the extraordinary that lights up the ordinary. The Fool energy is the extraordinary that lights up the ordinary. The adventure, the odyssey, the willingness to let things just flow. And it exposes the magic that is always available in your life, which I just said. A renewed sense of purpose and creativity suggests that it's time to reveal your hidden talents and shine brightly. There's much more you can offer that will be greatly received. And literally right here with it, it says to dream big. Allow inspiration to guide you. This is what you need. This is your guidance. You hear? For the remainder of the year, dream big, allow inspiration to guide you, step out and enjoy the beauty of the world, share your gifts, shine brightly. And allow faith to guide your path. Guys, Yeah. This is what you are charged with for the remainder of the year. This is what you will be working on. And Spirit is encouraging you to do. I do hope that this message finds you and whoever it's meant for. That just gave me a lot to think about. So anyways, I hope it finds who it's meant for. I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. And I will see you guys later this week.